Hi everyone, and welcome to Gwyn Collects. Today I'm going to be doing a video that my friend Haley did a long time ago, and I loved that video. And then I think recently making my collection video, it really just like sparked it in me to also want to make my version of her video. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at old photos that I've taken of my collection over the past like 2.5 years. And just go through kind of the evolution of my collection with you all. I think it'll be super fun to look back and see like what baby Gwyn Collects was up to. And I took a lot of pictures of my collection. I take a lot less now, I feel like, than I used to. So I want to get back into that a little bit more, but I thought it would be fun to just like go through all of the photos that I have and kind of talk about the evolution of my collection over time and how I really got into it. So let's get into it. I'm really excited. I think this is gonna be a fun video. So let's check out Gwyn Collects through the ages. Okay, so we're gonna start with the very first photo I ever took of anything in my collection. Let me move over. One sec. I'm moving over so that I can put my... Ooh. Let's not shatter my Detolfs. LOL. Okay, I'm moving over so now I can put the photos that I'm gonna be talking about on the screen beside me here. Okay, so the first photo I have for you all here, I'm looking at them on my phone by the way, is the very first photo I ever took of my collection, and it is of my first figure, Shinra. This photo was taken on October 7th, 2020. Yep. Aww. Yeah, look at it, little baby Gwyn. I used to have this like you know the is it Kallax? I don't know, it's the IKEA, it's like the squares, that kind of like, it's like a 4x4 grid shelving unit that used to be here, but we got rid of that to put these Detolfs in. Okay. Next up, so next up is another photo of Shinra, but this was actually, I wanted to try my hand at figure photography because I was like super into seeing like everybody's figure photography on like Instagram and stuff. So I was getting into figures. Like I had my first figure. I'm like, I gotta take some photos of him. So I took some photos and honestly, I did a good job. Like the editing on this is nice. Shinra looks crisp. I'm impressed. I'm impressed past Gwyn. This is pretty good work. And then here, so obviously I got Shinra and immediately I was hooked. So I went home and asked my parents to buy me Tamaki for my birthday because it was like right around my birthday. And I actually got her, when is the date on this? October 15th. So that was like right before my birthday. And I got her and I ordered her from Funimation, and I had to do all this research because Funimation had a video on their YouTube channel, and they had the Nekomata parts, the bonus parts, but I wasn't sure if she came with it because some website said that she didn't come with them. So I ordered from Funimation and it didn't say anywhere on the webpage that she came with the parts, but in Funimation's YouTube video of the figure, they had the parts. So I just like hoped that she had the parts, and she did. But yeah, so there she is with Shinra. Aww. I was doing university from home at the time. It was COVID. So there's my Surface and like my mic and stuff for school. Aww. Oh, okay. This next photo here is my third figure ever. This was actually a gift from my mom for my birthday. And it is this little Rem and Ram. They had it at a figure shop in my city and she went and got it for me and it was so cute. And that was taken on the 16th, so yeah, right before my birthday. And then here we have my first Detolf. So I got into it quick. We got my figures. We've got Rem and Ram on the 16th. My boyfriend gave me Fortitude Levi on my birthday. And then on the 21st, we have a Detolf. Okay? We got the Detolf here. And yeah, we have my lightsaber in there because obviously I didn't have enough figures to fill out the Detolf. This is in our family living room. Aww. And my parents were like, okay, we'll get you one of these shelving units for your collection, but like keep it to one Detolf, okay? Keep it to one. As you can see, that worked really well. But yeah, and then I know on my birthday, I ordered the Plentiful Apple Holo as a gift to myself because I was already hooked. Like I was in deep already. And then here we go. So then this is one of the next like figure photography photos I took. And this photo shoot of my Plentiful Apple Holo is still to this day one of my favorite photo shoots of any of my figures that I've ever done. I included a couple photos from it here because I did a bomb job, okay? I did so good. And like I got her and it was October, and here in Edmonton, like in October it's like already getting cold. So like we had no leaves on the trees. You can see in the background of these photos, there's like 3 leaves on the trees. But I wanted to take autumn photos of her so bad. So I took her outside, and honestly, I think I did a good job for the trees being like completely bare, and it was like +8. Yeah, these photos slay. Like the sun shining through her translucent hair. I love this first one with like the sunlight coming through our fence. I just think that slays. I was like holding her up to get this one. I was like holding her up in the air so that the sun would go through her hair. It was really fun, but I still love these photos so much. Okay, moving on. We've got a few more figures now. I have discovered what AmiAmi is. I made my first AmiAmi order, and my YouTube channel has been made at this point. So I made my YouTube channel on October 31st, on Halloween of 2020. So I got my first figure on October 7th. October 31st, I'm making YouTube videos. Okay, I dived in. I went in immediately. So I had already started my YouTube channel. If you go way back, you can see me unboxing Erina and the Racing Miku. So they were my first 2 like pre-owned purchases. And back in 2020, like, you guys don't understand, like, if you're relatively new to collecting, you started 2021, 2022, it was so cheap back then. First of all, ship these EMS, because EMS still existed to Canada at that time, before they shut it down. I got the Racing Miku for $89. Like, are you joking? Are you joking? And you know how much shipping cost? 5,000 yen for EMS. And her box is humongous. Her shipping would cost like over $100 now. And the Erina up there, also, I got her for 8,000 yen. Like, what the fuck? She was also the first figure I ever broke. She comes with like a clear hand that holds her shoe, and I stepped on the hand and broke it while I was filming her. But yeah, so we're filling out my Detolf a little bit more. Very nice. You can see that white chair on the side. That's where I filmed all of my like old videos. Like the first few videos on my channel, that's filmed in that white chair there. Then I got Misato and Taiga. The Union Creative Misato I got from Navito World for 187, I think, Canadian dollars. Literally, I was getting steals back in the day. Like, the first few figures I got in my collection were absolute steals, and I did not realize that. And then I think the Taiga, I paid 7,500 yen for her. That's unreal. And then we got my first Holy Grail. I got Chitonda from Huoka. I didn't realize she was like that early on in my collecting journey. But yeah, I got Chitonda from Huoka from AmiAmi pre-owned. I was so excited about her. This is a really nice photo, too. Okay, yeah, and you can see we're filling it out a little bit. I've skipped ahead in time a little bit. It is now February of 2021, so a few months later. Christmas happened. I got some Oscars for Christmas from my parents. You can go back, like, now we're getting into like when I was making YouTube videos, so you can go back and see like when I got all of these figures if you were so inclined. But yeah, so we're starting to fill out the collection. You can see I started collecting the K-On! Set. I loved these figures. I was obsessed with them. So I had Ritsu and Yui, and I had been watching like K-On! At the time. And I was super, super into K-On!, so yeah. And I got the Akari Kawamoto figure from Solaris, Japan. I think I paid like 16,000 yen for her. Yui I paid $50 for. Ritsu I think I paid 10,000 yen for. You guys are gonna have an aneurysm when you hear how much Alter Asuka cost my mom. She was 220 Canadian dollars shipped. That would really translate to like 160 USD at this point. Shipped. Brand new. I know. Figures have gotten so expensive. Oh. Oh, I also got that Ray. I got her on Boxing Day for like $89 off Kodo US. Oh, okay. So now, and I didn't even notice. I put lights in my Detolfs. So you can go, I filmed my lighting tutorial, and these are the lights that I put in. They're still the lights that I have in these 2 Detolfs here. These are the 2 that are from that video. But yeah, so there's my 2 Detolfs. Very nice. But yeah, so I lit them up. They look so nice. I still love the lights that I put in them. And then, so now I had 2. Did I say that as well? So now I have 2 Detolfs. Okay, so we've added a second Detolf, and I've put lights in both of them at this point. And this is February of 2021. I have another photo here. We've got Judith. She looks really nice with Erina, actually. And I have my first Nendoroid, Akashi, from Haikyuu. I was super into Haikyuu. Oh my god. I mean, I still love Haikyuu, but I was like super into it back then. And we got Dazai. Dazai was actually the first figure I ever pre-ordered on AmiAmi. And I got him in November of... Actually, no, that's a lie. He was the second figure I ever pre-ordered, but the first pre-order I received. So the first figure I ever pre-ordered was the swimsuit Chica by Fat Company. Dazai was the second figure I pre-ordered, and then he came out like the November. Okay, so here we have what... It's now March 12th. You see, I'm moving quick. My collecting was quick at first. I think a lot of collectors like feel this. I'm sure you guys can relate, where like when you started collecting, you just bought. Because it's like... There's just like a world of figures out there. Like now I'm much more picky because I have no space and like no money. But yeah, it was a mad dash to just get like as many figures as I could. So yeah, then I started collecting the K-On! Set, so I got the rest of the main girls. You can see here, I took a photo of them. Oh, and then I added this one. So this is my thanks for 5,000 subs. So that was in March of 2021. I think during COVID, like, nobody had anything to do, right? Like, everything was pretty shut down still in 2021, so people were watching videos. Like, my channel's never grown faster than it did in, like, beginning of 2021. So I hit 5,000 subs. I was so excited, and I included some photos in there of, like, that I took of my figures. I was super into the figure photography. I need to get back into it, because I was actually doing a really nice job. I have some more in this photo album. But yeah, so that's my thanks for 5,000 subs. I used to screenshot every time I'd go up by 1,000 subscribers on YouTube because I would be like so excited. But yeah, that's Oh, okay. So now we're getting into, I got 2 more Detolfs. We decided I'm gonna outgrow this. I have too many figures pre-ordered. Too many, like I knew I was gonna outgrow my 2 Detolfs in the living room. So we decided to move into the playroom here. So I got 2 new Detolfs on either side. And this is how they were full at the beginning. And it had this layout for a long time. Oh, I'd kill to have shelves that empty that I could just fill with figures once again. But yeah, that was what it looked like back in, what is this? March 28th, 2021. And then I got my first bunny. So on May 3rd, so we skipped April here, we're in May 3rd now. I have gotten my first bunny, and it is the Chica quarter scale bunny. This bunny cost me 22,000 yen, and her shipping was, I think, 9,000 yen. Imagine, I wish bunnies still cost 22,000 yen. And then, oh my god, yeah, see, like, I was growing quick at that time, so we hit 5,000 subs in March. Now it's May 31st, and I hit 10,000. Like, that's actually crazy. Is that right? Damn! I wish I'd gained 5,000 subs a month right now. That's actually insane. So yeah, I hit 10,000 subscribers in May of 2021. Again, we had nothing to do. I never expected that growth to last forever, but that's actually crazy. Oh, and then here is one of my favorite. So I ended up getting the Radio Ava Ray, another holy grail of mine at the time. I was obsessed with her, and I got her on AmiAmi pre-owned, and I was so excited. So when she came, I did a photo shoot with her, and this is like probably my favorite figure photo shoot to this day. Like the Holo one and this one are my faves. We have Ray here, and then I just got some bangers, absolute bang. Like that one of Asuka and Ray, I think it's my Twitter banner still, and it will never change. I love this photo so much. One of my favorite photos I've ever taken in my life, honestly. I just love that photo. Just the lighting, everything. It just looks so good. Oh, so here we have my Nendoroid shelf. This is probably the only time I ever had a Nendoroid shelf that was like dedicated in my Detolfs. But yeah, throwback to those days when I actually had space to have a Nendoroid shelf. So I had quite a few high-Q ones at this point. But yeah, so cute. And my Holo, I still love that Holo Nendoroid so much. And then I lit up my other 2 Detolfs, so the outside edge ones were lit up at that point, and we started to fill out the collection quite a bit. We've jumped ahead a little bit here. I've gotten a lot of pre-orders. When is this? This is September 2021. Ooh, there's something notable in this one though. You can see in the second Detolf there beside Erina is my very first lewd figure. Now that figure, it awoke something in me. It began my lewd figure collecting. So yeah, that Chitose was my very first lewd figure, my very first cast off that I ever bought. It was all downhill from there. The next cast off I got that I'm showing here with my infamous Thomas the Tank Engine Nendoroid is Kekematsu's Hurdle Girl by SkyTube. I still love that figure. But yeah, I love this photo that I took of the 2 of them. But yeah, I was hooked on lewd figures at this point. Oh, here's a shelf that I really, really loved. I got this Cowboy Bebop set, and then I had, like, the floating girls in the back, so I had Tatsumaki up on, like, a glass riser, and then I had, 02 up there, and that was such a cute setup. I loved that. Oh, okay, so this is culturally significant in the Gwyn Collects lore. This was my very first binding figure, and I remember humming and hawing about her, because she was 500 Canadian dollars on Novita World, but I had missed her pre-order period in Japan. And I was like, I need this. Like, she's so stunning. So I bought her, and no regrets. I was obsessed with her, and I'm so glad I got her. I would 100% do it again. I love this bunny. She's one of my favorite bunnies to this day. She's just so stunning. Like, what a good first binding bunny, in my opinion. And she was actually my second quarter scale ever as well. Like, Chico was my first, then her. Ooh, here's my first E-Stream figure. I picked up the E-Stream Megumin. I took a photo of her with my boyfriend's Megumin Ninja right there. I was getting him into the hobby a little bit too at that time. So yeah, that's a nice photo actually that I took. Moving on from there. Ooh, okay, so I got my first Rudsta. I'm obsessed with the Rudsta. I still love it. I showed one of my Rudstas in my collection video. The other one over there is my lewd Rudsta. And actually, this is the beginnings of the lewd shelf, but everything's covered in this photo. So yeah, this was the beginnings of the lewd shelf. I actually bought Hot Dog Girl from Danielle when I was in Toronto visiting her. And so I bought that one. That was the one that she broke in the video and fixed up. I bought it off her because I was like, yeah, I don't care, like, slay. So yeah, I bought that one off of her, and then I had this whole shelf set up, and I had visions of like a sporty lewd shelf. It really lived up to expectations. Like, I wish I could show you guys that shelf now. It's so stunning. If you're a patron on Patreon, you would have seen that shelf in my lewd figure collection video I uploaded a couple weeks ago. But yeah, gorge. So that's the beginnings of that shelf. I got that sexy Hutao print in the back. Damn. And then below that lewd shelf, I had my like kimono, like traditional wear shelf. This shelf I loved. It's such a pretty shelf. I love that shelf so much. Oh, okay. And then here, so this is January of 2022. So we're coming up on like a year and a bit ago. Now we have my like art boards that I put up. So there used to be like paintings there. Like paintings, they were like from IKEA, but I got rid of those and we put up these like art boards so that I could hang up all of my art prints that I buy at conventions and stuff. So you can see I put a few on there, and you can see the box wall there. I've been struggling with a box wall for years. And there's the old couch as well. I have a new couch now. That'll come up soon. So then after that, I realized like I could put a shelf above these. So we put a shelf up there. I've blurred out the credentials on my degree. You can see I put a shelf up there, and I loved how it looked. I still have the shelf. It looks really nice. I love it. You'll see it in my collection video. It's still pretty similar, honestly, to this. But yeah, so there's a bunch of art prints up there. I rotate them pretty often. I haven't rotated my art prints in a while. I should actually update it for summer, but yeah, so that's super cute. I love that setup, and I still love it. I really slayed with that. Moving on, oh, okay, so here's an updated look at my Detolfs at this point. So we've got a wall scroll on the wall now. I was getting into wall scrolls a little bit. You can see I have my Kaguya-sama shelf. That was an OG shelf that used to be up in this top corner for a very long time. I've got some Attack on Titan. I had gotten Mugen at this point. I love that figure so much. Such a holy grail. I probably just got him at this time. And you can see my shelves are starting to come together, similar to how a lot of them actually look now. A lot of these shelf designs I've actually kept since this, but yeah, these shelf designs are slowly coming together, looking very nice. And I've started putting art prints. That's the other thing here. I've started putting art prints behind my figures, which I think is highly recommended. I think it really adds to the displays. It just looks so barren without them. I love adding them. And a lot of people actually ask me how I do it. I literally just use like sticky tack, like poster tack. I just use that to put them against the glass. And oh, okay, so then here I have a little bunny shot. So these are some of the bunnies I had at that point. So this is March 23rd, 2022, so like about a year and a little bit ago. So I had my Chika and my Kaguya, we had Taiga Bunny, I got my Hisako Bunny, Yumeko, Eureka, and then obviously the beautiful Bastet was my second binding that I had up there. And then here's another updated photo of kind of like the room and some of my setups. Oh, I actually really liked when my shelves looked like this. It was cute. But yeah, the box wall was definitely overflowing at this point. Here's some more updates. So I got Shion here, and we got the reverse bunny and Hinasawa. So I was starting to get more and more into binding. And you can see in this photo, I have more wall scrolls, a little more lewd. And my bunnies have started to expand. We've got like Erin a bare leg up there. And yeah, we've got some Konosuba, like the girls in the kimono in the top corner. Just really like, my shelves are coming together here. Like this is starting to become what they currently look like now. You know, and this was June 24th of last year. So I got my first doll after that. So I got my first doll in September. So we're jumping ahead a little bit. I got my first doll in September. It's the Harmonia Humming Holo. So I thought I would try my hand at some doll photography in Banff. So I took her out to the Bow Falls and I took this really cute photo and I took one of her on the bench. I like made my mom like go behind the log and like hold her up so I could take the photo. But yeah, those are so cute. I actually think I did a decent job on those. Doll photography is a lot harder than figure photography, in my opinion, because you gotta get like the hair strands right, and they fall over, and their joints look funny, and it's hard to get them like natural. So I commend you doll photographers, because it's very hard to get them in like a natural pose. Here's the beginnings of my holo shelf. So this is when I was starting to really get holos in my collection. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holos at this point. Yeah, we were really getting into the holos here. Oh, and then here is, what is this? This is October of last year. You can see we got the new couch in here. Yeah, damn, I haven't changed my setup of like art prints is still the same. I'm gonna do that maybe this weekend, change them up a little bit. But yeah, so we got the new couch, which gave us more room to add that extra Detolf over there. So yeah, that was how it was looking. And then, all right, we're getting a little closer to current day. So I started playing Persona soon after that. And we got this shelf setup, which I actually really liked. It didn't last long because I got a lot of Persona figures very fast. But this shelf setup slayed, where I had like Makoto in the front, and then we had Maka and Joker. They looked really nice together. But soon after that, I started to get even more Persona figures. I liked this setup too, with Caroline and Justine. I think that was like, the composition of this shelf just looked really nice. Oh, here's an updated shot of my bunnies. I think this is what they currently look like, with the exception I do have Tiger Taiga now. But this was in January of this year. That was the current bunny setup. So we've added Sumi, we've added Miku, we've added Ringo, Ayaka, Saura, we've got Maria, we've got Kudomako. I got a lot of bunnies between the last bunny shot that I showed at this one. Oh my god. The amount of bunnies I got between June and, was this like January? It was kind of crazy. And here's a photo of like all my shelves. This is pretty close to what they currently look like. This was pretty recently. This was on January 16th of 2023. I've definitely slowed down in my figure buying a bit, so my shelves don't change as much anymore. And I need to light up this Detolf still. I still haven't lit up this far one. I need to get lights, but I'm so lazy. Ah, that is the end. So then I guess currently my room looks like it looks like in my collection video that I posted a few weeks ago. But it's been fun to just like go through the photos and look back. I was just a little baby collector at the time, you know? Who knew that this is where it would take me? Like, it's actually crazy that it went from 2020 being like, cool, anime figures are kind of cool. And I'm sure I've talked about it on my channel before, but the whole reason I actually got into collecting figures is I was watching anime. I got super into anime during COVID, during lockdown. And I was obsessed with Kaguya-sama. I was obsessed with Chika. And I was looking on the Crunchyroll store, and they had a Chika Nendoroid. And I was like, I want the Chika Nendoroid. Oh my god, she's so cute. But her pre-orders were closed. And I was like, dang. And I had gotten a big scholarship, so I wanted to treat myself to like something frivolous. And so I was like, oh, you know, like I really wanted the Chika Nendoroid, but maybe I'll get something else. So I was looking around in their store, and I was super into Fire Force as well at this time. I was watching it, and they had the Shinra Kotobukiya figure, and I was like, that figure looks freaking sick. I still think he looks amazing. He's the coolest figure. I will never sell that figure. And I was like, that figure looks so sick. Like, I need him in my collection. And so I ordered him, and then, yeah, the rest is history. I remember being so excited. I was like waiting at the door for him to come, like actually so excited. So yeah, and then I started watching like Danielle and Haley, and I was like, you know what? These girls are slaying. Like, I can do it too. I could slay too if I really try, you know? So that's kind of how it all started, and the rest is history, and now we're here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed seeing my collection through the ages, some glimpses of my collection. It was fun to film and just talk a little bit about like what was going on during those times. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a very, very wonderful day. Thank you so much to all of my patrons over on Patreon. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like, a comment, or even subscribing if you really enjoyed it. And if you'd like to support me even more, you can sign up for my Patreon that's linked in the descriptions below. And a huge thanks to my Chica tier patrons over on Patreon. Remember June, Zen Nezu, Gregory, Melinda, CJ, JP, Luca, Leon Blade, Styrak, Retro Richie. As always, I hope you all have a very wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!